I've tried filming this already, and I've tried starting this today like 30 times, and it's just not going how I was expecting it to.
The intersection of my deepest needs. You were there, I knew, now you know me. When we met, I swear.
Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rebecca. Today I wanted to talk about acne. It started when I was in 5th or 6th grade, just spots here and there, and it wasn't the worst. I don't think I have any pictures of me without makeup on for the longest time. I never took pictures of myself without it. And I didn't start recording pictures of my acne until like 2017, 2016, something like that. But I will show a lot of those in this video. Even though it terrifies me to do that and put that out there, it will help me in the long run, I think, because it will help me to record where I have come and where I'm going, because at the end of this video, I'm talking about my steps to get rid of my acne, because it is not gone. It has only gotten worse over the years. So yes, for the longest time I have felt terrible in my own skin. I get it on my face, in my T-zone, on my chin and my jaw, especially on my cheeks, around my nose, on my nose, around my mouth. And if you don't know anything about cystic acne, it's really painful, and it's got a lot of pressure under your skin, and it aches and it itches, and on some days, I just feel like I could claw my skin off because it hurts so badly. But I don't really show people that. I don't really show anyone how painful it is and how much I hate it, because I put on a front and I put on a face, and that face being makeup. I love makeup so much. You probably know that at this point. But for the longest time, I didn't wear any, and then my acne started. And as most girls do when they're little, they're interested in their mom's makeup. And then I got the acne and I wanted to hide it, and so I did. I started wearing makeup to cover the acne, and it wasn't that bad in 5th or 6th grade. When it first started, it was just, you know, regular teenage acne where it was just little spots that went away, so I would hide it, and it was easy to hide because it was regular acne. After discovering makeup, I would never leave the house without it, and my parents knew, but I don't think they recognized it really. They knew that they had to wait for me to get ready every day if we were going somewhere, and I had to be wearing my makeup. Sophomore year was the first time in a very long time that I went out without makeup, and I frequently do it now just because I'm lazy and don't want to get ready some days. But like I've tried explaining before, makeup is what makes me feel presentable and like myself. So I don't usually go out without it on, but I am comfortable enough at this point and have accepted my skin enough at this point that I can go out without makeup. As much as I don't love it, I can do it. By the time I was in 8th grade, going into freshman year of high school, it got especially bad. It was damaging to my mental health for sure. It made me feel less about myself. It really hurt my confidence. It hurt a lot in my face, and I tried so many things to get rid of it and to treat it. I always told myself that I could go out and I could love myself and I could still be confident even having acne, because lots of people have acne. But the truth is, I really just couldn't. I couldn't face the world with my skin looking the way it did. Even with my acne, like, I couldn't cover it completely. As you see in these pictures, I couldn't completely cover the acne, and something that I didn't really realize till now is, like, cystic acne is so raised off of your skin that the shadows, there's no way to cover shadows because they're made by light. So no matter how much you put onto your skin, you can always see the shadows of what is there. I would always hear comments of, just stop wearing the makeup, why don't you wash your face? And I do wash my face, for those of you who don't know. That's not the only thing contributing to acne. So yeah, I wash my face twice a day, every day. I don't use a lot of fancy soaps and things because I have pretty sensitive skin and super oily skin. Cystic acne cannot be treated by topical creams and face washes because it is not on the surface of my skin like regular teenage acne. It is underneath. The name itself, cyst, it's underneath. It's so far down in your skin that there is no face wash that can really treat it properly. Everyone always told me to suck it up and that my acne would get better and that I would be fine and it would go away. It was just teenage hormonal acne and everyone got it. But I would go to school and I would very rarely see people with acne as severe as mine. So it was very disheartening when people like my doctor would tell me, oh, it's just teenage acne, it'll go away. And especially with my parents, they said the same things all the time. My mom bought me so many different topical treatments that never worked. All of these little drugstore ones that you could get over the counter. They were so unhelpful that I can't even remember their names. So it progressively got worse from middle school, and I have tried so many things. I started with Proactive, and I've seen it work for some people. It never worked for me. It was way expensive as well. It was like $90 for my first box, and none of the products in my first box did I like. We got a second box, and it was a different set, and it was just as much, $90, and I didn't like anything in them. Well, that's not true. I liked one thing, and it was the free gift, the green tea moisturizer. This was the only thing out of all of the Proactive products I've ever tried that I actually liked. I felt that it wasn't super oily, but that's the only thing out of all of it that I could even consider using. None of it worked, and I used it for months. It didn't help me at all. Since Proactive didn't work, we moved on to a lot of facial cleansers, and we moved on to a lot of like over-the-counter things, and at one point we kind of just gave up for a while trying things. I saw so many commercials for things like X-Out and Epiduo that I actually did try Epiduo, and I actually really liked it. It was not harsh on my skin. It didn't make my skin burn or peel or anything. It felt like a moisturizer to put on. It didn't smell bad, and it did treat some of my acne. By itself, it treated the regular acne, but it couldn't clear completely. And it was also pretty expensive. We did have a discount on it, and it was still around $100 per bottle, and the bottle would last me probably 2 months. And I was on Epiduo for a year or so. So in partnership with the Epiduo, I started taking a antibiotic called minocycline, or I think that was what it was called. It was also pretty helpful, especially in partnership with the Epiduo. They were both really good together. The only problem was it wasn't completely treating the whole picture. It was doing a pretty good job, and I got to this peak of having super clear skin for a little while, and this is the one picture that I got when I had super clear skin. I was at the peak of my confidence at that point because my skin was so clear. I didn't have to wear a lot of makeup, and when I did, it went on so smoothly. And then it just got worse because I no longer was on Epiduo. The prescription was no longer valid. It was just so expensive that my insurance was not covering it. The antibiotics, I just finished taking them just a little while ago. Probably within the month, I've finished taking them all, and I have no more refills. I'm off of those two now, but they weren't completely treating it. I finished Epiduo way before I got off the antibiotics, however, and my doctor recommended that I try different. And so I did, and I didn't love it. It felt like a glorified moisturizer for me, to be quite honest. It did not help treat any acne, and it did not reduce the pain or how many breakouts I got, and it didn't reduce, you know, anything that I was getting. So I did not take that for very long, probably 2 months, but it was a 3-step system. The moisturizer was actually good out of that one too. I've noticed that these companies who claim to make amazing acne products have really good moisturizers because they know it's sensitive skin, but their products just don't work for cystic acne. Most recently, I tried isotretinoin gel 0.01%. This is the only thing that I've tried that I still have in my house because I finished everything or gotten rid of it. This was awful. I hated every moment of using this. It smells like pure rubbing alcohol. It made my skin burn when I put it on, and it would leave my skin peeling. So I would put it on every night onto a clean face, and then in the morning my skin would be peeling in little places, and it just burned, and it didn't even help anything, which is what made it worse. I didn't see a point of going through all the suffering that this gave me just to get no clear skin. I only used this for about a month or 2. That's why it's so full still. This is a prescription only, I believe, and it is like $30 or $40 or something like that. But I do not recommend this. It was terrible for my skin and did not improve anything. So that is where I have gone with acne, and that is where it has kind of taken me to this point now. My next step is actually Accutane, and so I have already started the process of getting on it. I had a doctor's appointment to get me on birth control at the beginning of this year, so I'm on that because that is a requirement for Accutane. And I've already had my first appointment with my dermatologist, and as soon as my labs are cleared, I can start Accutane. And she has decided to put me on it for 6 months. After a lot of the research that I did, most patients are on it for 4 to 5 months. My dermatologist has decided that it is better to be on it for about 6 months, and that despite all of the, you know, risks that are associated with it, she believes that it will help me in the end, and I'm really excited for that outcome. So this was my preliminary Accutane video because I want to see my before, my during, and my after. So I'll do a video probably halfway through taking it, and you'll see in vlogs and other videos just like my skin improvement, and maybe I'll throw in some updates here and there. I definitely want to have at least 3 of them, this one, during and after. So yeah, it's kind of like a little memory book for me, but also to help other people who are struggling in a similar situation. My advice to people with acne like mine is to not give up, and you are not alone. For a long time, I thought I was the only one who was really suffering like this, and I have seen so many people online with a similar problem, and they're really, those people are the ones who helped me get to the decision that I need to go on Accutane, and that Accutane was the right decision for me. You are so much more than the acne on your skin. I would know. I have been through it for so long, and I know that there is a day that will come where I will have clear skin, and I'm so excited for that day for me and for you guys who are also suffering with it. I am great at hiding it, and I'm really good at making it so you can't see that I have acne. And I'll be honest, I do use editing a little bit on my pictures so that you don't have to see it, and I totally justify that. If you want a different video asking about that, please, I will do it. But this is just not the video for that. It tarnishes your self-confidence a lot, and I don't want anyone else to feel what I felt. So please reach out if you need to. Ask me any questions you'd like. My last piece of advice is that if you don't struggle with acne, be careful of what you say around people who do, because it can really tarnish self-confidence. It is really what made it hard for me for the longest time, is people complaining about their acne when they had none, or when they saw people who had bad acne and they made fun of it. It made me very self-conscious, and it made me very self-aware of my skin. And yeah, so just if you don't suffer from acne, or if you don't have super severe acne, just be careful what you're saying around people who do. I think that is all that I've got. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like this video, subscribe, click the bell to get notified when I upload, and let me know down below in the comments if you've struggled with acne, or if you have any questions about my acne journey, or anything related to what I've talked about in this video. And I will see you guys in my next video. Minha.